Hey everybody, what's going on? We're back for another day of recording, as I promised earlier. This is actually this is going to be the first video from the revamping. I'm looking for my glasses and they up here in my head. This is going to be the first video that we actually do. Hopefully, I tried to record it earlier, but it didn't do it the way that I wanted it to. So, but this is the first video under the new revamping of the channel that I was telling you about, where I'm going to be doing more watching videos and commenting. So the idea is like everybody else does, just make your remarks or whatever. Mine is mostly probably going to be on politics and news and stuff like that. So today, I caught this one video that I thought was a little bit interesting to watch because of the people that were in the video, and not so much the people, but I guess it's the characteristics that they portray in the video that I kind of detect in a lot of folks, and in a way it made me feel a type of way because I personally feel like I told you earlier, my concerns from now on, for the most part, are going to be about me and my folks. 400 years of slavery, plus we just recently got the so-called civil rights back in 1964. So that's only 60 years ago. All of that trauma that we had built in, and people got the nerve to tell us, get over it or forget about it. No, we're not going to forget about it. We're not going to get over it. We've actually gone through the fire, and now we're looking back at folks that's trying to come through and seeing how they can't handle the shit at all. Anyway, that's a whole nother video. But yeah, let's take a look at this one. And we're going to stop the video, talk about the video as we continue. So check it out.
People detained across the state.
They saw a thing happen over and over again where people got taken who weren't even the person that ICE was looking for. And so I think that had a really big impact in our community in creating a lot of fear and causing a lot of chaos.
An issue that ultimately played a role in sheriffs from the state's three.
Okay, so this is North Carolina that they're talking about. Good old state of North Carolina, where I'm from. I'm hoping that North Carolina is going to move into a more progressive stance. So I don't like the red and the blue states. It makes no sense to me. You got conservatives and Republicans, and you got Democrats and progressives. Democrats and liberals are how they're actually grouped, and then you have the progressives. That's my party right now. That's the group I'm with. I used to, full disclosure, at one point when my younger days were, when I was in the military, I tried Republicans, and then I was like, they too greedy. They're not really for me. And so then I went over to the Democrats, and it was like, they ain't got enough backbone. They ain't got enough. They weren't the group for me either. So now, as an independent, I kind of like the progressives because they say what's on their mind, and they do what they feel like they need to do for the folk, for the people. And I kind of like that. So that's my tribe. That's the people that I'm hanging with. And I'm going to do everything I can in order to kind of help with getting the word out about how things are going. So anyway, let's continue listening to the video here. Hold up.
Most populous counties losing re-election in 2018. It's one reason 19-year-old Josahandi Avila says she's leaning toward Biden.
Right now, the immigration laws that are going on have been very impactful to how my family lives.
But interestingly, you say you're still undecided. Mm-hmm. Are you excited about voting for either candidate?
I mean, not necessarily.
Okay, so I can kind of feel where she's going with this and what she's saying. But the thing of it is, they didn't come over here. Nobody made them, people that come over to America today. Not just them, but just anybody that comes to America today is coming over to seek a better way of life. They're not under duress of slavery. Nobody makes them come over to work for free, none of that, right? And so they've been here. Of course, you have to be here for a while. I'm not going to progress the Republicans' train of misinformation that people, oh yeah, they come right over and then they start voting. That ain't how it works. That's not how it works. It's not how any of this works. You just don't come over across the border and then start voting. Doesn't work that way. You are an American citizen. Even before you had to show ID, you still had to have a system that you went through to register for voting. And then they verified your address and did a bunch of other stuff. And that was it. That's all you had to do. And ironically, the only people that actually did voter fraud were Republicans within the past few years. And the Republicans as they are today is actually the Dixiecrats. So let's not get into the, oh, well, Republicans are the party of Lincoln. Nah, that label wore off years and years and years ago. Okay, so no, that's not the group that we're talking about. And even the Democrats, in my opinion right now, need to really take a look in the mirror and see if they're really for the folks, because the video that I did yesterday talked a little bit about how Joe Biden, he has the power that everybody is afraid of Trump using right now. Since, that's what the ruling was by the Shady Supremes. That's what I'm calling the Supreme Court. Shady Supremes. But yeah, the Shady Supremes said, okay, presidents can do this, that, and the third and not have to worry about being prosecuted or not have to worry about being put in jail. Okay, Joe, so if you feel like Trump is so bad, why don't you right now use those same powers that Trump says he's going to use to be a dictator and use it for the good of the people? You get with Merrick Garland, Scared Garland, and say, hey, look, like I watched my video that I did yesterday. Y'all just go back and check that video out. It was a little bit late night video action, so it was weird, but you get the message. But anyway, this girl right here on this video acts like she's, well, I don't know who I'm going to vote for. You better vote for the people that's going to help you become a citizen in the United States if that's not what you already are. Like I like Cornell because he has that progressive bent to him, says what's on his mind. And Cornell, we're going to talk about Cornell in another video because he has some things that we need to talk about too. Just like he talked about Obama and whatnot, I got to hold him accountable for a few things. So we'll do that in a video just dedicated to Cornell. But I like his approach to politics way more than I do all of this. Let's take our times. It's been like years and years and years and years and years, and ain't nothing really happening. So, she seems like, she's got time on her side, but not recognizing that Republicans are doing all they can in order to get her people, and anybody else to look like her out of the country. You know what I'm saying? ICE, and all these other institutions are being used against them. And she playing still. Now, when I told you I felt some kind of way earlier, is I don't see that many interviews like this that were done with my people, with our folks. I've seen a few recently that I said, okay, we're going to have some videos and talk about them. But, yeah, it seems like they should have a little bit more it seems like they would know a little bit more about the history of things than they do. That's all I'm gonna say about it.
It sounds to me like you're almost choosing reluctantly, like between two options that you don't love. Am I hearing that?
It's actually she acting like it's fun and game until ICE come and knock on the door.
When you're out here talking to Latino voters, what is the number one issue you talk about to recruit them?
I ain't gonna say she lied.
Is definitely the number one issue.
Why? What do you say?
We talk about, hey, were grocery prices this high when President Trump was president? Were gas prices this high?
I ain't gonna say she lying, but her information is incorrect. Okay, so She's talking about the gas prices were low and groceries. It wasn't that great under Trump. Okay. Can we just make truth to be what it is? Things were not that great under Trump. The reason the gas prices were low, was because of the pandemic. No one nobody driving nowhere. You couldn't go nowhere. So she ain't saying that part, right? She's hoping people forget about the botched way that Trump handled the pandemic, telling people to go and drink bleach and all of that. She ain't mentioning that part. She's also not mentioning how every single day they were trying to duck and dodge something that Trump was trying to do, because he was trying to do something to people. A ban on all people coming in from, was Asian or from the Eastern countries. A ban on this, building the wall that we didn't, that Mexico didn't pay a dime for. All of these stupid things that Trump wanted to do is just something to stress people out on a regular basis. But she ain't talking about that. Oh, do you remember, prices went up? Yeah. Yes, they were, lady. Yes, they were. And besides that, Trump also went a step further and took an economy that Obama, which could have did a lot more. Obama could have did a lot more. He could have had a public option in that Obamacare, but we can talk about it right now. He took an economy that Obama had to save from another Republican, George W., and had to revamp that. So Obama, during his time, took a messy economy, made it better, passed it on to Trump, and then Trump went right behind it and just messed that up. He's not a smart businessman. I don't know why people keep lying to that guy. I don't know why people keep doing what they're doing, but they need to stop. Truth needs to start coming out. Trump did not handle things well. And it's not just Trump. If it was just Trump, it was Trump and the Republicans and conservatives. It seems like every time Republicans and conservatives get in charge, they only want to do stuff that's going to put money in their pocket or line the pockets of their business counterparts, of the corporations. They took all of that money that was supposed and gave it to the corporations to help keep them afloat during the pandemic. And the deal was that the corporations were going to take the money and also, pass it on to the people so that and try to help maybe keep the economy afloat that way. But what did they do? They took the money and then they started doing option buybacks and buying back their own stocks and all this other stuff that people were looking at them like side eye. And when I say the government, that's us, folks. We are the government. We are the people that are actually making up the government. Everybody, every time you pay any kind of a tax, I don't care what it is, not just income tax. You pay taxes on sodas. You pay taxes on food. You pay taxes on the air that you breathe. Pretty much. You're paying taxes for everything. So anytime you're paying taxes, you're actually adding money back to the government, which is you. So our problem right now is we have wrong people in some of the seats of government, some of the seats of power. In my opinion, all Republicans and conservatives and 6 of the Supremes in the Supreme Court need to all go. Need to find a way of voting them out, shortening their terms, recalling them, or whatever it takes. Whatever it takes, we need to do that in order to get them out of office so that we can start fresh and new. We need to rebuild this economy the right way. And as long as Republicans have anything to do with it, they're going to find a way to fuck it up. And we need to, I'm just saying, we need to take a serious look at all the bad things that the Republicans are trying to do. Because that's the only people out here that's trying to block stuff are Republicans. They're not trying to make anything better for anybody but themselves. And sadly, some of the businesses, and I'm not saying all businesses are bad. because they are not. It's just them greedy mofos that I'm talking about. They don't know how to share. They don't know how to pay their people right. That operate companies that don't want to honor policies, stuff like that. We need to find a way of quickly setting them to terms, because they're not real entrepreneurs. They're not real business owners if they can't find a way of making a good living, a profit, and still treating people like they're supposed to be treated. But anyway, let's finish listening to this video because it's getting long now. Hold on. Let me see if I can find the rest of it.
When President Trump was president, well, a lot of these Hispanics, what's the American dream? To own a home. Are you able?
You couldn't buy a home when Trump was in office either. The economy was going really shoddy, really quick. So, no, lady, that's not true. Nobody had no jobs when Trump was there. Trump didn't even want to sign the checks that Nancy made. Nancy and the Democrats, bless their hearts, had that not the PPP loans, but those couple of checks that they went on and sent out to people to help them survive. Trump didn't even want to do that. That was because of progressives and their Democratic allies that went in there and said, hey, we need to do this for the people. And then Trump had the nerve and the gall to, since I got to sign it, I'm going to sign it. And I'm going to write a letter and say, you should thank me for this $2,000 that I'm sending you. And guess what? Some of our people, not knowing, not caring to know, not caring to do their own research. Oh, look what Trump did. Trump gave us the money. So sad. But anyway, let's finish this video out.
To put a down payment down, you're able to afford a mortgage with the interest rates so high. And they say, no, we're having a big problem. The rent market is actually booming, but the housing market is not.
But as both candidates try to drum up enthusiasm in the Tar Heel state, voters here say there's still a long road ahead.
Yeah, and one other thing before this video, it's not much more left in this video, but I think people have to really start looking at and bringing to task laws that we already have on the books. Price gouging is alive and well in America right now. There's a lot of price gouging going on. And Joe Biden and the Democrats could do something about price gouging right now, today, but they won't, because the same businesses that pay the Republicans are also paying some of the Democrats. And power, being in an office and being able to move the levers of government, is not enough for them. They also some of them want to get paid more than they should get paid. And to me, that's a problem. Having served in the military, you learn to kind of something more than just money. And sadly, a lot of the politicians haven't learned that lesson. So anyway, this is the trial video. We're going to go and look up some more videos that we can go in and talk about. But anyway, this is about North Carolina, the people in North Carolina having to make a decision between Trump and the Republicans, or the Democrats, and I want more progressives. I don't want just Democrats. We got to find some progressives to put in the office, because what's going to eventually happen, what I foresee, is I think that progressives, real progressives, are going to be the ones that lead us into a better and a more prosperous economy. Because the Democrats, they are already holding down and being roadblocks. Many of the Democrats, sadly, are kind of like wannabe Republicans. You know what I'm saying? Like, look at Joe Manchin, for instance, and I think Kristen Sinema, some other people, and some of the other Democrats. Whoa, we're going too far if we're going to do this. We don't even need Republicans, because they holding their own selves back. What we need more of are we need more progressives. Once we get progressives in the House and Senate, then we got something to work with. And then we got to get rid of, like I said, we need to expand the Supreme Court and then limit their terms. They don't need no lifetime jobs no more. That's out. Okay, this is a new day. We got to find out ways of keeping the good parts of the Constitution. It's a document that we the people have created. So we the people should be able to go in, amend the Constitution, put in things that are modern day, and delete the stuff that keeps popping up, like the 3/5 person clause. Take that shit out. Don't need that in it no more. Never should have been in the first place. I know it's about, trying to equal out the vote and whatnot. But if it won't slavery involved, you didn't have to worry about that in the first place. So everybody's trying to talk around issues that we need to be hitting head on. And that's my job, and that's what I'm going to do. So anyway, let's finish up this video.
Honestly, I don't even know who to vote for, just because it's like no matter what.
Okay, that's the end of the vote. She didn't know who to vote for. That was the end of the vote. That was the end of the video. Her saying that I recorded. She didn't know who to vote for. I tell you what, lady, consider this. Who's going to deport you the quickest? That's the person you should not vote for if you want to stay here in America. Because they ain't going to care that you were born here or that your parents were immigrants. They're going to try to find a way of getting you out. So if you really want change in America, stop fooling yourself. Stop fooling around. Stop making up shit. Trump won't that great. Focus more on the House and Senate, because the president only pretty much is an executive of the laws that the House and Senate passes, right? So we need to focus more on the House and Senate. Don't tell me who to vote for, and I won't tell you who to vote for. How about that? Because if I say I want to vote for Cornel West and then talk trash about who you want to vote for, then we ain't gonna really ever get anywhere. So we ain't gonna really discuss that. But all I'm gonna say is focus your attention on the House and the Senate. All right? If we can do that, we might be all right. All right, y'all. To the next video. Peace.